The victim of the stabbing in Kent has now been named as Lt Col Mark Tieton, a respected member of the British Army. He is the person who suffered a grievous knife attack near his home in the Brompton Barracks in Kent. And Lt Col Tieton, a 40-year-old man, has served in various capacities within the armed forces since 2001, notably a course manager in the Royal School of Military Engineering for nearly 6 years, and he remains in hospital in a serious but stable condition following the attack. The incident occurred on Tuesday evening when he was assaulted by Anthony Eason, who subsequently was arrested and charged with attempted murder and possession of an offensive weapon. He has himself appeared at Medway Magistrates Court. He's been remanded in custody with a follow-up appearance, according to the independent newspaper, scheduled at Maidstone Crown Court on August the 22nd. The prosecution, led by Rajni Prashar, detailed the attack, saying that a member of the public had reported seeing a man run up behind Lt Col Tieton, pulling him to the ground, stabbing him repeatedly, and this description, I think, demonstrates the sudden, brutal nature of the assault. Lt Col Tieton is not only a distinguished soldier, but also a dedicated advocate for veterans' mental health, which I think is significant. Earlier this year, he raised nearly £2,500 for Combat Stress, a charity supporting veterans with mental health issues, by participating in the D-Day Challenge in Normandy. And his commitment to this cause is evident from his fundraising efforts and the poignant message that he shared before the event. He says, in honour of our forefathers as well as current servicemen who have bravely fought to protect our way of life, I will be taking on the D-Day Challenge to raise vital funds for life-changing mental health treatment for veterans. After completing this, he said it was worthwhile, it's a good amount of money, to a fantastic charity. The head of the army, General Sir Rowley Walker, has condemned the stabbing as horrific, and Sir Keir Starmer has said that he is shocked and appalled, as indeed one would expect. The attack on Lt Col Tieton has drawn condemnation from so many people across the top of our society, from senior politicians, senior people in the army and the forces. And it is a subject of great shock and dismay that this can happen. But, you know, the bottom line is that we need to get to grips with knife crime. And knives need to be easily identified. They can be barcoded, they can be they can have electronic tags in them. If you can put a tag in a cat, you can put a tag in a knife. And in fact, the Chinese have already done this, and have done it with great success in particular regions to deter knife crime. Not necessarily a positive solution in the Chinese rollout of this process, because it was very much targeted at the Uyghur community, but it has reduced knife crime. And I think we should take note of that. According to the Office for National Statistics, knife crime reached a record high in the year ending March 2020, with over 46,000 offences involving a knife or a sharp instrument recorded by the police in England and Wales, and those are only the events which are fully documented. The causes of knife crime are complex and multifaceted, often linked to society, economic factors, the simply access to a sharp instrument from the kitchen, for example, or people carrying knives as a symbol of their power and tribal loyalty. It's about poverty, lack of education, gang culture. And mental health care, particularly for veterans, remains a critical area of concern. and many veterans experience significant mental health challenges as a result of their service, including PTSD, depression, anxiety. And despite the efforts of charities like Combat Stress and the Invictus Games, there's still a considerable gap in the provision of mental health services for veterans and for ordinary civilians. The need for a comprehensive mental health care across our country is crucial to support those who have served and to support those who are struggling with mental health in ordinary day-to-day life, to prevent incidents that may arise from untreated or ignored mental health issues, dismissed mental health issues. Addressing knife crime and improving mental health care requires a coordinated effort involving government, law enforcement, mental health professionals, and community organizations. Prevention strategies, early intervention, robust support schemes, all of these are essential to tackle these issues effectively and to ensure the safety and well-being of everybody in our society, because knives are easily available, easily accessible, and easily used, unfortunately, even in accidents. And as Shakespeare said, "'Tis just a scratch, but 'tis enough."